Okay, so I know I told you I would teach you how to make towels for Christmas. Here's a towel that I have not cut in half yet. It's just a little Sani towel, see? And that one's already ready to get going. This one I have already cut. You see that? I know it's kind of busy, but it's ready to go. So the first thing you want to do when you want to make towels for Christmas or birthdays or whatever you want to do them for, you start with the pretty side toward you. Then you take your thread, find the end of it, and you loop it around your fingers like you normally do when you're going to crochet, like this. And you take and you poke the material straight in with your tiniest needle that you have. Straight in. Once you get it in there. Then you just pull the thread through with your first loop there. And you just crochet one crochet over it, just a single. Then you do it again next to it. Make sure you're going into the material, pulling through. Now I have two little crochets on there. I'm going to do it again, into the material and through. Into the material, pull through. Let's do it again. Into the material, grab the thread, pull through. You have two loops on there, and pull that through. And as I'm going, I'm pulling the thread in the back up like this, and I'm taking my needle and going around it, and then when I pull through, so I don't have any thread hanging in the back. Let's do that again. Go through, grab the thread, pull through. You have two stitches on your needle. Sometimes you have to adjust your fingers many times. Pull through. See, I've got some crochets on there now. Let's do it one more time. Go in the material, pull through. Okay, I'm going to stop the video, finish this, so I can get to the other part for you. So you see how I've done that? I went into the material and pulled through. You always have two loops on your needle when you're bringing it back through. Pull through. Pull through. I'm going to finish this to the end, and then I'm going to show you what I've done the next part. I'll be right back. I'm back. I wanted to show you that make sure that when you're doing this that you are keeping your thread at least a centimeter or less from the cut part on the towel, so that you're not too far away from the edge, because if you go too far away it'll start to curl, and the towel's not going to tear up unless it's a really cheap towel. Okay, so I've gotten to the end. Now I just want to pull one loop through, and that just sustains it there. So I'll show you again. Here it is, it's hooked here. I'm just going to pull one loop through at the end, and that just sustains it and keeps it. Here's the back of it. Here's what it looks like when you're all done. I really didn't start out so pretty, but that's okay because I'm going to correct it once I get to that other side. Now you want to get a bigger needle, because the little one won't work to pull your thread through very well. You just can kind of keep this one to the side and use it for your next towel. So now I'm ready to start, and what I want to do is I want to double. This is called a double thread. I can't remember what it is. Double crochet. Then I pull it, I put it through that first hole and bring it through. And the reason you want to start your towel with the pretty side at you is when you're pulling, I messed that one up, excuse me, is so that when you're pulling through, you're pulling the jagged edge through also. I learned this. I have done so many towels in the past. Okay, there's my first crochet. Here's my second double crochet. Go in, pull through. Drop off 2, drop off 2. I wrap my thread once, go through the third hole, pull through. I drop off 2, I drop off 2. Double crochet, put through that hole, pull it through, drop off 2, drop off 2. Let me do it again. Double crochet, go through the hole, pull it through, drop off 2, drop off 2. Double crochet through that hole, pull it through, drop off 2, drop off 2. Double crochet, put it through that hole, drop off 2, drop off 2. And you just keep going all the way to the end, making sure that you're filling in every hole that's on top. Okay? You're going to go all the way to the end, and you're going to sustain it with that last pull through, just one pull through at the end. I'll go ahead and stop the video, and I'll get through to the end, and I'll show you what I mean. Okay, so I'm at the end here, where I just need to do a couple small crochets. This is where I started from when I was on the other side. I always flip mine because I can't crochet from left to right. And I don't like that I left this piece right here hanging, so I'm actually going to take my small needle and I'm going to wrap just one, maybe I'll wrap it twice. That's a triple crochet. I'm going to go in here, and the reason I wrapped it twice is because I had so much material that I need to cover that I went on and wrapped it twice. And remember, I sustain mine at the end with one single. See? Okay, now I'm ready to turn my fabric over again because I don't crochet from left to right. I always crochet right to left. I'm right-handed and I have to do it that way. So I'm ready to start what I'm going to do here. I've already got my single. It's a double crochet all the way across. I'm going to skip one of my loops every time I go. I'm going to skip for the next one. But I still want to double crochet. So I'm still going to wrap it, go in here, and now I'm going to skip the second one, double crochet into this one. Do you see how I'm skipping the loops here? I'm going to skip this one and go into the second one there. Again, I'm going to skip this one and go into this one. And skip while I'm double crocheting all the way across, dropping 2. Skip, double crochet, drop off, skip, double crochet, drop off, skip, double crochet, drop off. You see how I'm doing that? And you want to go all the way across like that. You're skipping one hole every time. That's what makes your towel draw up at the top. It makes your towel draw up at the top. If you do not skip, then it's going to go up into a huge triangle, and it's really not going to be very pretty. Believe me, I've seen them. I've done them that way. My aunt yelled at me, and she said, "Don't do it that way. It's ugly." You don't want it to look like a triangle. You want it to look like a pretty towel hanging for Christmas or New Year's or a birthday. These just make great gifts because they're very inexpensive and easy to make. Once you get to learning how to do it, they're very easy. Okay? Alright, I'm going to go ahead and turn off the camera for a little bit and show you how far I've gotten on the other one. Okay. Now that I've gotten all the way across, I've done my one single to sustain it, just holds it there. I'm ready. I want to do double crochet, but just single hole all the way across the top of this. After you've gotten that far, you see that? You've done the dropping, you've skipped a hole. Now we're going to do all the way across. We're not going to skip any holes for this one. So it's singled and then it's skipped, and then now we're going to do single holes again at this one. And this will help just bring it together. I don't know why I do it that way. That's just the way I like to do it. I think it looks much more fancy when you have that non-skipped part above the skipped in there, the first skipped, if that makes any sense. I just think it looks fancier that way. Okay, now once you've gotten to where you've done that, here's one I've already gotten pretty far on. The first one, I didn't skip any. The second part, I skipped one. Then the third part up, you don't skip. Again, see how fancy that looks? If you don't do it that way, it'll look kind of weird. I don't know, that's just my opinion. And then here I skipped right above this one. I skipped a hole. And then here I skipped again, and then I counted how many I have here. And the reason I do that is because when I get to this part, I'm going to keep going up until I have enough to make it tall so it can flip over and you can put a button here. I kept with my double crochets, but I skipped here and I counted. I have actually seven crochets, 7 doubles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And the reason I do that is so that I can keep with 7 going up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all the way up. And I keep counting 7, but always loop at your end once you get there. So I have a loop here. I'll show you what I mean. And so I'm going to go in this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7's a good number, and then I'm going to go ahead and loop 1 just to keep it sustained. I always do that. Once you can count them, and you could say 1, this could be your first one, even though it's skipped. That's always going to be counted as your first one. I always try to count and go all the way up to 10, but my 10th one, I skip 2 holes in here, 2 loops in the center. And I do that on purpose so that when I have my button here, I'm going to sew a button here, I want to flip it over and be able to loop the button within the 2 that I skip in here. Does that make sense? But it's not going to be till I get up to the 10th one. So you're going to keep going. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll need to go 5 more, but the 5th one up here, I'm going to skip a hole so that I can flip it over and put a button here. So that's how you make the towels. I hope you guys have learned a lot, and good luck. Have a great day.